just a little bit of a heads up, I am catching a bit of a cold, so that's why I sound like I'm very tired, and well, I'll probably be sniffling throughout the entire thing, so...
Ringling College of Art and Design, where students put all their perception points into performance.
How dare you sit in the college that gave us In a Heartbeat?
Nice music, but why is this in France? The pun doesn't fit the setting, since in French, dust bunnies are known as moutons.
Yeah, what an oversight the filmmakers made, because as we all know, if you have a thing taking place in France, then the title of that thing must be something French.
These crackers are hovering slightly, casting a very thin shadow and leaving no reflections on the polished floor.
What about this floor made you think it was polished?
This animation acts like dust bunnies have more mass than a creature made of dust particles would reasonably have.
Oh no. Are you going to apply real-world logic to a fictional creature throughout this entire video? Oh gosh, you are, aren't you?
Oh, stop complaining. What did you expect? This is animation sins.
This does not give you the right to question a species you know nothing about.
Wait, is there a dust heaven in hell?
Dear Lord, that's the loudest profanity I've ever heard.
What?
I'm a little confused about the relationship here. Is this darker dust bunny the parent of the light gray dust bunny? This is never really explained.
Nor does it need to be. The only thing that matters to the story is the fact that they have a relationship, not what kind it is. But to answer your question, you can just check the description of the video.
Not to mention, this bunny's supposed parent is trying to make it do more dangerous stuff. This is a poor parenting plan if I've ever seen one.
That's not a sin. That's you making stuff up.
Hey, just because they're made out of dust doesn't mean you can make them clip halfway through the floor.
That is not halfway.
That dust bunny worked hard for that cracker, and the other dust bunny just ate it in front of him. What a jerk.
Sinning the animation for making you feel what it's trying to make you feel.
This cracker has no shadow.
Because it's in a shadow. The sin is that the cracker is not affected by the shadow looming over it.
What is this, for the birds?
Similarities! Ah!
Little did the poor little bunnies know they were about to all get sucked up into a vacuum.
I had no idea how to tackle this sin, so I'm just gonna say that it's dumb and move on.
Did his eyebrows just go over his eyelids? Pretty sure that's not how eyebrows work.
Oh, now you want eyebrows to behave realistically. Contradiction much?
Why do they have tails?
I don't know. Maybe it's because they're dust bunnies. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, bunnies have tails.
This is the world's brightest vacuum cleaner.
This isn't even that bright. To us it may be, but that's because we're in the perspective of some very tiny creatures.
Clearly, these dust bunnies went to the Prometheus school of running away from things.
Look, originality. Wait a minute. Also, this is a life or death situation. What did you expect them to do? Think rationally?
This video takes place in France. These are North American power sockets.
Just because a short has Parisian music, that doesn't automatically mean it takes place in France. Parisian music can be there to set a tone, like in On My Mind, or it can be something that the creators liked and put in for no reason at all, other than it sounds good.
The end.
Except, no. In order for this joke to work, all of the dust bunnies would have to be sucked up.
What else is the maid cleaning here? Other than those 4 dust bunnies and the crackers, this has to be the cleanest floor on Earth.
He's merely being thorough.
Oh wow, how convenient it is that you can slide like a penguin on hardwood floor.
This isn't sliding. This is rolling.
Not only is that impossible, but that is completely impossible.
Weren't you saying stuff about mass earlier? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure a dust bunny has less mass than a paperclip. Also, here you go again, applying real-world logic to a short about living dust particles.
The dust bunny unplugs the cord. I don't think I even have to say why this is a sin. It's hard enough for me to unplug one of these things.
And as you can see, the dust bunny is having no trouble unplugging the cord.
Oh, so now he's light and fluffy all of a sudden.
Yes, he was always like that. What's your point?
The maid somehow doesn't hear this.
Hear what? A creature smaller than a mouse making a tiny squeak? Or are you talking about the vacuum turning off? Because you're also ignoring the part where the maid stops what she's doing for a few seconds after the cord is unplugged.
Wait, so the dust bunnies don't die even after their entire body is ripped apart?
No.
The maid seems super confused, as if extension cords don't easily get unplugged while vacuuming.
If the vacuum was the one that unplugged it, then she definitely would have felt the slack tighten up. As you can see in this shot, there's a lot of slack on the cord.
What is she waiting for? She's held that cord looking around for 6 seconds going, huh? Where's that outlet I just plugged this into less than a minute ago? Gotta be around here somewhere.
That is not what she is looking for. She is looking for the thing that unplugged the cord, considering what I just said.
And the dust bunny's head was chopped off and we never heard from him again.
Based on this animation's rules, dust bunnies do not die after being completely ripped apart.
How did the dust bunnies communicate exactly? It seems like they just squeak at each other to get their points across and rely on facial expressions to talk.
You just answered your own question and you're glossing over body language.
Am I questioning the linguistics of living dust bunnies? Of course.
And that's when you should have reconsidered your entire point. I am aware that the editor made this little gag, but just because you draw attention to it, that doesn't make it any less stupid. Also, the sync counter proceeds to go to 65 after this set, so...
Wait, is the maid confused because dust got on top of her vacuum, or that the dust is conscious? Her expression makes it look like she's surprised that there are dust bunnies on top of her vacuum, which means she doesn't seem to be fazed that they're alive. In that case, she already knew the dust bunnies were conscious creatures, yet she killed them anyway. Maybe the dust bunny should murder her after all. I like when I fist bump my parental guardian that also pets me on the head.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Also, they are not parent-child. They are friends with a sibling-esque relationship.
Since we've already established that the maid knows that the dust bunnies are conscious, her pointing a duster at them is the equivalent of holding up a gun to a human.
It's not. It's the equivalent of holding a switchblade up to a human. The real sin is that she's using the wrong tactic of going down and in. If you get that reference, then you have my eternal respect.
Her pointing a duster at them is the equivalent of holding up a gun to a human. What a monster!
That was literally the point.
Why did the vacuum lift up at the end? Even in this short's wacky cartoon logic, this doesn't make any sense.
It actually does. The vacuum is sucking in a human. I would guess that the weight of a human would be enough to lift it up into the air, even a little. Also, you recognize that this short has cartoon logic, but you don't go back and remove the sins you gave it for said cartoon logic. You know what? 20 cents!
If you look closely at this part, you can see that only one bunny threw the vacuum.
No, there were two.
Then the dust bunnies starved to death because there were no longer humans to give them steroid crackers to eat. The end.
The house still has owners, right? So the sin total is 61, and if you're wondering why I sound worse, that's because it's a different day, and my cold got worse. Do you think that's gonna stop me? No. Do you think HIV stopped Freddie Mercury? Exactly, shut up. So last time I asked for ideas to end off the Simpsons videos, and I got none. Thanks guys. So I had to come up with one myself. And I was thinking I could review the Sims video itself. Does that sound like a good idea? Well, too bad, I'm doing it anyway. So, what did I think of this video? It was pretty bad. They just kept sending the short for establishing its own logic, like, hey, that doesn't work like real logic, I'm gonna add a sin on that. And it just made them look stupid. Just made them look very stupid. And I know that they're not stupid. I know that these guys are not stupid. But the writing, it just made them look very, very stupid. Like they couldn't understand what was going on in front of them. Like, wait, they don't die when their bodies get completely muddled apart? Of course they don't! That's literally being shown to you right now! Anyway, yeah, this video was bad. It was pretty bad, not gonna lie. Very bad. Well, I wouldn't say very bad, but pretty bad. Let's just hope the next video is really good. Hopefully.